Why do others make hundreds of thousands of dollars from sales while you're still struggling with small deals? Let's be blunt. It's not the market. It's not luck. It's because you're either doing it wrong or not doing enough. Every morning you wake up, you're playing a game of survival where the winner takes all and the slow ones are left with nothing but disappointment. You talk about growing revenue, surpassing KPIs. Great, but if you act like last year, this year will be a replay of failure. You either change your strategy or get eliminated. There is no safe zone in this game. And if you're still unsure where to start, here are 13 strategies that have helped thousands of top salespeople break through and could very well save your sales career. Starting today with the first strategy. Strategy 1. Commit to learning one new sales idea each week. To rise to the top 1% in sales, you must change how you learn. Not impulsively, but consistently, bit by bit, in a recurring cycle. One idea per week isn't much, but it's a smart tactic that compounds into big results. After 52 weeks, you'll have 52 leverage points to upgrade yourself. This is the learning formula of high performers, because knowledge needs time to digest, apply, and refine. Only with consistent, repeated action does your capability truly improve. Lifelong learning isn't optional. It's survival. Those who fail to maintain a learning rhythm fall behind. The market evolves fast. What worked yesterday may be obsolete today. Customers are smarter, have higher expectations, and countless alternatives. If you don't refresh yourself weekly, you're not just stagnant, you're regressing. Outdated knowledge causes you to apply old methods to new problems. That's why many hardworking salespeople never progress. Starting today, block 30 minutes each week to learn one strategic idea. Strategy 2. Stop fearing the word no. The biggest energy drain for salespeople is the fear of rejection. The word no feels like a verdict. So many avoid clear questions, avoid closing, and avoid the truth. They cling to conversations, hoping for a vague nod instead of a firm no. But rejection doesn't kill deals. It reveals the truth. And the sooner you know the truth, the more time and energy you save for better opportunities. When you fear no, you start acting timid. You please the client, dodge issues, and create a foggy atmosphere. Customers lose respect because they sense your lack of courage. Worse, they don't say no. They say, "Let me think. I'll get back to you. Maybe later," leaving you with a pipeline full of illusions. The fix is bold but simple. Make it easy for no to appear early. Say, "If this doesn't feel like a fit, please let me know so we don't waste each other's time." The more comfortable you are with rejection, the more honest your clients will be, and that builds trust. From today, list your top 5 common no reasons and prepare responses for each. You'll go from afraid to in control. Strategy 3. Dare to take risks in customer interactions. Most salespeople act like they're walking on eggshells with clients. They avoid tension, skip the tough questions, and pretend everything's fine even when the signs are off. The client is distant, silent, or awkward. This is defensive thinking, but you can't close from a timid position. The market has no space for the safe. Big deals only come to those who dare face uncomfortable truths. If you avoid negative signals, you lose your grip on the conversation. The client tunes out, while you keep talking to yourself. The outcome: an interaction that seems smooth, ending in silent rejection. The silence isn't waiting, it's an unspoken no, and you realize it too late, after weeks of pointless follow-ups. The solution: create positive risk moments. If something feels off, say it. "I sense what I'm saying may not be aligning with your expectations. Is that right?" The client will clarify, agree, or push back, and the dialogue comes alive again. Make a habit of saying what others don't dare to. In that moment, you're no longer a seller, you're a guide. Strategy 4. Treat clients as equals. A common mental trap is shrinking in front of senior clients. When facing high titles, many change their tone, become overly polite, and unconsciously act submissive. But clients aren't looking for obedience. They need leadership. The more unsure you seem, the less believable your message becomes. They'll listen out of politeness, but not truly engage, because you haven't projected equality. The fix: reframe your mindset no matter the title. Clients are people with needs, pressure, and limitations. Communicate professionally, but as equals. Avoid overused honorifics and fake deference. Speak like a partner, clear, confident, respectful. From your words, posture, eye contact, to how you present, everything should say, "I bring enough value to sit at the same table with you." This presence is your key to the next step, reaching decision makers directly. Strategy 5. Sell to the real decision makers. Many salespeople prefer the easy path, engaging lower-level contacts who are easier to reach, easier to chat with, easier to get meetings. But here's the problem: they can't make decisions. When you deliver value to someone without authority, all your effort becomes a reference note. The real decision lies a level above, where you've never stepped in. That's why your deal gets stuck or quietly disappears. When you sell to someone without power, you give up control. You rely on an intermediary to relay your message, diluted and ineffective. You end up in the loop. "Let me ask my boss. I'll escalate this. We'll review." Those are signs you're on the wrong level. Even the best product means nothing without the approver's buy-in. Solution: go directly to the decision maker. Don't assume they won't have time. If you offer strategic value, they will listen. Craft your message for executives, focusing on system-wide impact, long-term ROI, and competitive advantage. Build your target list and identify the final decision maker. Each week, reach out to at least one senior leader. Right audience, shorter cycles, greater value, real revenue. Strategy 6. Meet clients in person more often. We live in a digital age where it's tempting to think Zoom, emails, or texts are enough to build relationships. But in sales, emotional distance kills trust. No form of communication beats in-person presence, where you exchange real eye contact, a real handshake, and real energy. Trust can't be downloaded. It must be felt through gestures, tone, and smiles. And that only happens when you truly show up. If you only operate behind screens, you'll remain a remote vendor, not a trusted partner. Big contracts and long-term deals are built on lasting trust, and that doesn't start with a Zoom link. Don't underestimate the power of a 30-minute coffee chat, a visit, or face-to-face conversation. Those small moments are where strong relationships take root. Action step schedule: regular in-person meetings with key and potential clients. Prioritize face-to-face for first-time buyers and reconnect with existing clients every quarter. Propose specific meetings. "I'd love to drop by your office Thursday afternoon to discuss further." Show up not only when needed, but to create momentum. Every meeting refreshes the connection and brings you closer to trust and commitment. And with trust comes the strongest growth channel: referrals. Strategy 7. Ask for one referral every week. Referrals are the lowest cost, highest quality sales channel, yet the most underused. Salespeople often wait for clients to offer them, instead of asking. But just one timely suggestion, one gentle ask, could open the door to many new prospects. A referral from someone who received value from you is more persuasive than any ad. But no one will refer unless you ask. Make referrals part of your weekly routine. Every Friday, text or call a satisfied recent client. Do you know anyone in your industry facing similar challenges? If yes, could you connect us? Set a goal: one referral per week equals 50 found high-quality opportunities per year. Track them. Follow up. Create a simple referral script for clients to use. And to get truly meaningful referrals, you must understand the client's long-term goals. Strategy 8. Understand the client's long-term goals. The biggest mistake average salespeople make is selling only what the client asks for, without probing deeper into the why behind it. Top salespeople always uncover the big goal, what the client really wants to achieve from the deal. In B2B, it could be market expansion, margin improvement, or operational efficiency. In B2C, It might be securing a home, upgrading lifestyle, or preparing for a family milestone. When you understand the bigger goal, you become more than a vendor. You become a strategic partner. Without knowing this goal, you risk giving irrelevant suggestions that don't align with the client's vision. They may listen politely, but won't see you as part of their big picture. That's why many people close small orders but never land major projects. They only see the surface. To go deep and stay long-term, you must tap into what your client is truly aiming for in the future. Strategy 9. Quantify the benefits of your solution. Most salespeople stop at understanding the client's pain, but forget to present the concrete value of solving it. Just knowing the pain won't make you stand out. You must show the real reward behind taking action. Don't just say, cut costs. Say, cut 500 million a year. Don't say, boost efficiency. Say, save 3 weeks of operations per quarter. Clear numbers turn vague hope into strong buying motivation. When value isn't quantified, urgency disappears. Clients delay not because they don't care, but because they can't see the ROI clearly. A 100 million solution may feel expensive until it saves them 1 billion. A 20 million a year software may seem costly until it boosts revenue by 30%. If you can't quantify value, the client defaults to viewing cost as a barrier. You're placing obstacles in your own path. Ask, if this issue is resolved, what value do you estimate it would generate? Strategy 10. Dive deep into the client's decision-making process. One of the top reasons deals fail is the salesperson doesn't understand how the client makes decisions. Many mistakenly think talk to one person, send a quote, wait for approval equals done. But in B2B, purchasing decisions involve a series of stakeholders, each with different roles and criteria. If you don't grasp this landscape, you're walking blind. You may send the wrong material, try to close too early, or follow up before internal meetings happen. You end up waiting while the client runs their internal process, without your input. They don't reject you outright, but the deal doesn't move either. You think they're not interested, but truthfully, you don't understand how they decide. So you can't guide the deal. Treat understanding their decision process as a required task in every conversation. Strategy 11. Always define the next step clearly and schedule it. Deals don't die from rejection. They die in silence. And silence happens when there's no clear next step. Too many salespeople end calls with vague promises. I'll send more info. Let's stay in touch. But no calendar invite, no next meeting, no follow-up plan. The conversation cools off and is swallowed by client busyness. You lose control of the sales tempo, which is what sustains deal momentum. Lock in the next step before the current meeting ends. Don't leave without a date on the calendar. Send the invite. Clarify the next call's purpose. New rule. No new meeting equals meeting not finished. Use this for emails, calls, and in-person interactions. You don't need luck to close. You need a guided series of actions. And to make that journey smooth, keep the client in an active response mode with continuous feedback loops. Strategy 12. Use continuous feedback loops. You might speak well, present smoothly, and reason logically. But if the client doesn't react or respond, you're in a failed monologue. One-way communication creates the illusion of understanding, while in reality, the client checked out at minute 5. No feedback equals no agreement. If you don't check their reception throughout, you might finish thinking everything went well when you actually lost them. Result closing becomes a gamble. Use small, intentional feedback loops. After each point, ask, does that reflect your experience? Do you find this solution realistic? Simple questions, but extremely effective at re-engaging the client. Acknowledge nods, repeat what they agree with, dive deeper into their interests. Practice this in every demo, pitch, or consultation. And once you've created continuous engagement, the final step is consistent action. No breaks, no stalling. Strategy 13. Commit to continuous, unbroken action. All the skills, knowledge, And strategies you've learned are useless if you don't act on them consistently. Action is the only bridge that turns knowing into having. Success doesn't come from knowing more. It comes from acting relentlessly. Every small step you take today, no matter how basic, is building momentum for future breakthroughs. What matters is not what you do in one day, but what you can sustain over 90 days. Success doesn't tolerate inconsistency. It demands persistence and discipline in everything you do. Even a one-week gap can destroy your growth rhythm. Have you ever been highly motivated, acted strongly, then stopped because of being busy, distracted, or tired? All your skill building crumbles not from incompetence, but from stopping. Most people don't fail from lack of knowledge, but from lack of consistency. They are driven by emotions excited today, disheartened tomorrow. Winners act regardless of feelings, consistently, whether inspired or exhausted. Solution: set a fixed action schedule. Write down 3 things you commit to repeating each week. Conclusion: will you act or keep making excuses? We've just laid out 13 strategies that could completely change your game. But be honest, do you have the discipline to apply them? Or are you just a motivation junkie who forgets it all by tomorrow? The market waits for no one. While some are closing 6-figure deals, others are scrolling social media complaining that the market is too hard. Remember, either you adapt or you're left behind. The truth may sting, but it's what you need to grow. If this makes you uncomfortable, you probably need it more than anyone. So, which 3 strategies will you start with right now? Don't just read, act, or stay silent. Thank you for watching the whole video. Please like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next videos.